All right, Shalom, Israel. This is the brother of Warba coming back at you again with a quick lesson. Before I get started with it, I'm going to go ahead and give all praise and glory and honor where it is due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to the hopeful and humble elect that's out there doing this work in truth and sincerity with the hope to raise up the hopeful elect so that we can get the heck up out of this place called Babylon. Okay, and we can end this slavery and go back to our laws, statutes, and commandments and be united with our big brother Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and be forever in rulership in the kingdom of heaven. All right, so today's topic has been one that I kind of been meaning to do, but just, out through the Spirit, I had some time to get it done today. I've kind of visited this topic once before, but the editing of the video didn't turn out so great, so I'm going to redo this again, and then all through the Spirit, I kind of had to, I dealt with it on my own. So basically, it's about overeating, okay, or doing things out of moderation, okay, and it's very easy to do here in America, okay, because everything's at your fingertips, and so when you have stuff that is in excess, you tend to become a glutton, and become unsatiable. So, Lord willing, we're going to talk about that today, how to identify that and how to stay away from it and what you can do to overcome it, okay? All through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. I hope this lesson is edifying. So this is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, which is found in the Apocrypha, okay? And this is the 31st chapter, and I'm going to start at verse 12, okay? So it says, "If thou sit at a bountiful table, be not greedy upon it, and say not, there is much meat on it. Remember that a wicked eye is an evil thing, and what is created more wicked than an eye. Therefore it weepeth upon every occasion." Okay, so just because you've heard that saying before, my eyes were bigger than my stomach, okay? And that happens whenever we see a whole lot of things in abundance, especially food. And when there's a lot in abundance, we'll gather unto ourselves, a lot or more than our body actually needs. And so that's the reason why you'll see a lot of people here in America, also known as Babylon, that are overweight or obese, and their body is carrying 3 to 4 times more weight than it's supposed to, and these things affect our health, and we're naturally not supposed to be eating a whole lot of things like that, or drinking a lot of things in excess. Stuff's supposed to be done in moderation, okay? So let's continue. It says, "Stretch not thine hand whithersoever it looketh, and thrust it not with him into the dish." Okay, that goes back into what I was just saying before. Don't be the first one to take over and just start grabbing a whole bunch of food to yourself, especially when you're around others. Okay, "Judge of thy neighbor by thyself, and be discreet in every point." But 16, it says, Eat as it becometh a man those things which are set before thee, and devour not, lest thou be hated." So have manners whenever you eat, man. Okay, have some type of discretion. All right, "Leave off first for manners' sake, and be not unsatiable, lest thou offend." Yep. So if there's a group of people eating and you've already had a share, don't be the first one to try to run back in there for seconds before everybody else has had a turn. That's just being a glutton, and it's just good manners to do that. To fall back and make sure that everybody has at least had a portion. Okay, and now here's the point: a very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured, and he fetched not his wind short upon his bed. So if you all you need is just a little bit that'll get you through. That way your body will be able to process these things and store what it needs to. If you're overeating constantly or overdoing things constantly, then your body's going to be thrown out of whack. Then that's how you end up overweight. And then you end up on a TV show called My 600-Pound Life. All because you can't, control your diet and control your appetite. Okay? And back in 19 it says, and he fetcheth not his wind short upon his bed. So, when you have all that type of meat and those things inside of you, if you're super full and you lay down on your bed, you're not going to be able to breathe. Okay? It's going to be very uncomfortable for you. All right? And you can see that week in and week out with different people that are in your lives, even family members, man. Okay? Here it goes. Now, this is something that I struggled with, and I had to kind of go through it. And this is what reminded me about this topic. And this is the Most High just putting this back on my spirit. Okay? It says, this is verse 20. It says, sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. I'm going to read that again. It says, sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. Okay? That's right. So, I'm pretty sure most adults have already heard it's not a good thing to eat late, or eat late right before you go to bed. Okay? And here's the reason why. I'm going to start again. It says, sound sleep cometh of moderate eating. He riseth early, and his wits are with him. But the pain of watching and choler and pangs of the belly are with an unsatiable man. So what it's talking about right there, okay, if you eat moderately and you eat at an appropriate time, then of course once you get up, your wits are going to be about you. You're going to be sharp. Your mind's going to be good. You're not going to be all groggy and slow and tired and sluggish, because you're not going to have all that stuff inside of you that your body had to sleep on all night and then has to turn around and try to process for you. You see? And that's where this next line comes in, and it says the pain of watching and choler. So that choler that's talking about is going to be considered that the acid that's inside your bowels that helps break down your food. Well, if you have too much of that built up in your system, it's going to cause pain. Okay? And that's where you get that stomach ache, and that's where you feel really messed up. Okay? Verse 21, here's the remedy. Okay? That's why the Bible is so cold. Not only does it help you point out a situation, helps you identify something, but it also lets you know how to overcome it and what you can do about it. And this is the point right here in verse 21. Okay? And it says, if thou hast been forced to eat, arise, go forth, vomit, and thou shalt have rest. Okay? And so that right there gives you the remedy of not having an upset stomach when you go to sleep or when you wake up. That way your body will be more on point. Okay? And I'm going to drop down here to verse 23. And then I'm going to finish at 24. And that's going to be the point. Okay? It says, whoso is liberal of his meat, men shall speak well of him, and the report of his good housekeeping will be believed. But against him that is a niggard of his meat, the whole city shall murmur, and the testimonies of his niggardness shall not be doubted of. Okay, and that word niggardness means just, you dumb, you stupid. Okay? You're just, uneducated, ignorant of it. Of how to deal with food, man. And you'll see that if you just pay attention in the spirit, pay attention to the spirit, you'll see, and that will transition away from food, but also into other things, man. And the spirit will point that out. Okay? So with that, I hope this lesson has been edifying. All right. And before I get out of here and on to the next one, I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful and elect. Shalom.